Assalamualaikum everyone. If you are able to hear my live stream, please put a yes in the chat box. My name is Dr. Miral Azam Khalil, and today we are going to discuss when to invest when you are day trading. I am giving you a sneak peek of my signature course, Peaceful Profit Through Investing. And today is day 2 of the promised sneak peek. Today is going to be very exciting because I'm going to have you see a stock, um, and follow it live in person. One of the biggest blockbuster companies of 2023 has been the stock Nvidia. Nvidia is the stock that makes chips, and it has boomed on the artificial intelligence, going skyrocketed. I think it has increased more than a 800% in valuation. And I want you to, let's look at its examples because it came out with its earning today. So the ticker marker or the abbreviation or you're going to search for NVDA. That is a short for NVIDIA. And you will see that NVIDIA came out with its earnings. It topped expectations, which means that they blew it out of the park with regards to their financial, you know, outcome, or their what they wanted to achieve financially this quarter. But surprisingly, um, the stock price went down. And so this is a phenomena which I love to investigate because Nvidia is not a small company. It's now at $1 trillion valuation, which means it is valued at $1 trillion. So I just want to bring it to your attention. If you have been in my email list and if you read the email that I wrote today, when you are day trading, it's a bit different than when you invest for long term. When you're investing long term, um, you know the stock price is going up and down. It does not concern you that much. But when you are investing for short term gain, it's extremely important to understand that even a company like Nvidia, which is valued at $1 trillion, um, it beat its expectations. It did really well in this financial quarter. So then why on earth would its stock go down? It's very simple. Like I told you in the email, when you are short term trading, it does not matter how strong the company is financially. It doesn't matter if it's a good company that you picked or it's an upcoming company that you picked. There are certain factors which are related to a company's stock price after its earnings. So I have been following Nvidia since the start, since 2017. I have held the stock for more than 6 years now, so I personally feel that I am well versed in the stock. And it literally jumped from $109 to close to $503 today, which is the highest it has gone up. And Even though I was expecting the earnings to be blockbuster like they came out, everybody was predicting, the stock price went down. Simply because, remember, the stock price is not just based on how the company is performing in its earning. It also takes into factor what is the company predicting for the next 3 months. And so the company predicted that the sales are going to be less, I think, in China because of some sanction or some restrictions. I don't know if there were production restrictions, I am forgetting, or it was something else. But regardless, because of that one teeny thing that maybe investors thought that was something to be worried about, the stock price went down instead of rising. Now, it wouldn't be odd for this dip to be temporary because it's such a block, because the earnings came out to be so well. It may be a reflexive knee jerk reaction to, them initially announcing that our earnings, or sorry, our sales for next quarter in a particular region are might not be as robust as they have been. And so tomorrow there's a high possibility of the stock going back up, of the stock remaining down but going back up, in a few days. So for me, I still feel it is a good investment if you need to make money over the next few days. Now, the problem is that, when there's an unseasoned investor who doesn't know how the market works, all the factors that are involved when an earnings is announced, they are going to be easily disheartened, and they will think, oh my god, it's such a huge company, they had blockbuster earnings, they surpassed expectations, they did financially well, and even then I lost money. They're going to be like, god, this day trading thing doesn't work, it's a scam. That's the issue. I spent the first 5 6 minutes explaining to you that there are many factors that go into a company's share prices when the earnings come out. Just because there's a temporary dip in the earnings does not mean that it is going to remain down forever. So, um, check out the market in the next few days. Um, I'm typing in the name of the stock. Follow this, and follow the stock, and look at what I've said. It might temporarily go down, but ultimately it will rise because it is $1 trillion valuation at this point, and it has been the earnings, except for the temporary production or temporary sales issue for next 3 months, even that is going to be compensated by the growth. So we have to look at growth, and we have to look at sales, and it's again a waltz, it's a dance. I love it, um, because the fact of the matter is that you have to be cognizant of what you're doing, where you're investing. Now, a few of the people that I work with already had invested in Nvidia. A few people invested today. A few people will invest tomorrow, right after the earnings come out. The stock will likely fall, and they're going to get in a better price. If you are a seasoned investor, you will be fine with all three positions: buying beforehand, buying the day before, or buying um, the day after, depending on what is your goal. How quickly do you need the money? All three positions, I promise you, are going to be fine. But for a new investor who doesn't understand how the market works, or who doesn't know what to look for when an earnings come out, it's very disheartening to see the price tank temporarily. And so they panic sell. When they panic sell because they don't have a mentor, they don't have anybody to you know brainstorm with, they lose money. You cannot lose in the stock market if you do not panic sell, and if you know what you're doing, if you know when to invest. And so I hope this was helpful. This is a really valuable critique, a valuable evaluation of this particular stock, because I want you to go back and see the price of this particular stock on January 1st and the price of the stock right now, so you will understand what I'm saying about the growth of the company. I hope it was helpful. If anyone is attending, and if they have any questions or concerns, please reach out. Um, this is all and more that I teach, and I hold your hand in my signature course, which is 12 weeks long. Peaceful Profit Through Investing. Enrollment ends on December 1st. Be the person who is investing in this valuable life skill that is going to make you money, and do not be for this year at least, I would say, resist the urge to gain or spend more money on liabilities, like things that are not going to be, um, there's not going to be no return on investment. With this course, there's going to be a huge return on investment, inshallah, because I have been a day trader and an investor for a very long time. Um, so if you guys have specific questions regarding stocks, do not, if you do not have a client relationship with me, if there are general questions, please go ahead and ask. But if there are specific questions regarding the stock, it's illegal for me to give advice until and unless we have a contract and you're a part of my program. So I cannot give advice regarding when to invest in this stock. But if you have general questions regarding day trading, it would be perfect. I would be all game to answer. I hope this answers the question. But yeah. So, and guys, there's a reason I tell people that if you're a new investor, um, she brings a really good point. The reason why I particularly stand my ground and do not advise people when to buy this particular stock or any stock is because the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, has charged in the beginning of the year multiple trading influencers, um, with a security fraud and manipulation and all kinds of federal charges that can be brought against anybody who is influencing the stock market. And these people had millions of followers. Of course, I do not fall in that criteria, but you have to be careful. And so this is not only for my protection, this is for your protection, because they swayed the stock market to the point where people uh, put up money and they used to take out the profit. And once somebody sells a stock, the stock price starts falling, so people ended up with huge losses. And these people who were recommending stocks ended up with a lot of money. um, I can link um, that particular case um, in the chat, um, so that you guys can see. This was last year. And so I talk a lot about it, but there's a liability factor that you have to be very careful of, especially me. So in good faith, please read this, and I hope you join me in the course. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this was insightful. I hope this was a good use of your time, inshallah. See you tomorrow. I have something even better tomorrow. So up till now, we have discussed how to pick a company, when to invest in a stock. And tomorrow, if you're on my email list, you are going to get an email reminder first where um, what the topic is going to be. So see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum if you're catching the replay. And jazakallah khair for Farida for being live with me. Uh, See you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.